great semifinal match here on a wonderful Friday night.
Both of these teams got here by way of 4-1 victories. Charlotte did it by way of dominating the 1-seed Rice Owls. First loss of the season for Rice, and it came at such an inopportune time. But is Charlotte firing on all cylinders or what? 49ers came into this Conference USA tournament only scoring 1 goal the entire month of October, and they lit up the scoreboard for 4 on Wednesday.
Yeah, the Niners will look to keep the offensive outburst going. As we take a look at a little bit of the series history between these two sides, there's been some good matchups. FAU overall leading it, as you see, 5-2-3. These two sides did play back on October the 2nd down in Boca Raton. FAU squeaking out a 2-0 victory in that one. Macy Bader with a couple shots on goal, but the goals coming from Morgan McDonald and Bree Austin in that one. Charlotte has had a little bit of a dry spell against the Owls. They're winless in their last 5 matchups against FAU, as now the Owls continuing to push the ball forward. They'll get a throw in here on this near side.
Yeah, Charlotte, though, they came into last game against FAU. They outshot them. They had more shots on goal. They had more corners, much like what they did against Rice earlier in the season. They dominated on the stat sheet, except for the one part that matters, which was goals.
The ball moved into the box. A shot attempt is popped up. Kelly Hastings trying to pop it out of the 18. And the back line for Charlotte holds strong here on the first couple of minutes. A beautiful night. It's about 70 degrees, a little bit of breeze, not a big chance of rain. You got a massive visibility, 20 miles, very ideal conditions for a semifinal matchup in a Conference USA play. It's the semifinal. These two sides are looking to fight it out for a date with a UTSA on Sunday at 1 o'clock here at Transamerica Field. Tash Hudson moves the ball into the edge of the 18-yard box. It's just a little wide. Charlotte trying to fight for possession in the back line. Christy Campbell moving it out wide towards Kiara Prowley. Starting lineups for both sides will start with technically the road team in this matchup, the Charlotte 49ers, as Kiara Prowley undressing the defender here on that near sideline. In goal for Charlotte, Brenna Murray in between the pipes. Murray only allowing that 1 goal against Rice. A fantastic performance as of late for Murray. On the back line, you'll see a combination: Kiara Prowley, Christy Campbell, Kelly Hastings, and out on the right back is Charlotte Harris. In the midfield, you'll see a flurry of different players: Macy Bader, Haley Shan, Julia Petra making up most of that midfield spot. Lily Suyo as well. And then out on the attack is Tash Hudson for the Charlotte 49ers and a first-year head coach in Brandy Fontaine.
49ers doing what they did earlier against Rice, which is get the ball right outside the 18-yard box and cross it in. You saw Tash Hudson earlier try and cross it in, but the ball really didn't get much air under it. That's going to be the key to the 49ers' success tonight.
As for the FAU Owls coming in today as the 5 seed in today's matchup, Lexi Gonzalez, the keeper, in between the pipes in the light blue keeper's kit, as we get a whistle blown and a free kick on the way coming for the Charlotte 49ers in the green and gold striped kits today. Lexi Gonzalez in between the pipes. Morgan McDonald playing on the back line with Haley Landress. Bree Austin and Mia Senes playing as the main attackers. Louisa Deichler as an attacking midfielder. As you take a look at the replay, Prowley tripped up, just undressing the defender in that area. Telma Hermansdotier going down on that play. Smith and Telma Hermansdotier making up 2 more spots in the starting lineup, and they're rounding it out. Amanda Martin, a first-team all-conference selection. Daniela Diaz, and the midfielder of the year, G. Christek, who rattled off 2 goals against the Lady Texters on Wednesday.
G. Christek, midfielder of the year. As we look at tonight's officials, Alexandra Biltier will be the head referee tonight, with assistant referee Wilmer Soriano, Gabriel Rivera, and alternate official is Jorge Ramirez.
Trying to work on the near sideline to Macy Bader. Niners looking to get the attack going. The birthday girl, Kiara Prowley, happy birthday to her. She will throw the ball in towards Tash Hudson. Prowley working on that left side. A very important spot for the Niners as Macy Bader playing on that side, scoring 2 goals on Wednesday against Rice. Ball moved in. Tash Hudson heads it on goal, but Gonzalez will make that stop all day, and FAU will take possession up with just over 5 minutes into this match.
49ers already with a shot on goal. They're trying to do what they did against Rice, play it from the outside in, almost like a funnel. and get those opportunities in front of net, kind of create chaos, and in that way they can then find the back of the net, or at least that's their hope with what Brandy Fontaine has brought to this program.
As Kiara Prawley clears that one out from the back line, throw in near side coming for FAU. Louisa Dykler, last year's a freshman of the year for FAU, and head coach Patrick Baker looking to pull it off today and has send themselves up for a matchup with UTSA on Sunday. As Patrum on the near sideline trying to throw it in towards Hudson. Hudson picks it up, ball still loose, and it'll fly out on this near touchline. Should be a throw in coming for Charlotte. Good idea by Patrum, trying to work it towards Tash Hudson. Patrum, a second team all-conference selection. One of the stalwarts in his midfield for Brandy Fontaine and the 49ers. Braylon Francher will have to move it back for Kelly Hastings. Hastings pressured up early, and now G. Christek fighting for it. After it as well as Bree Austin, but Charlotte holding on here. They've done very well early in the possession game. Still a lot of matchup left, though, as Morgan McDonald on that far side moves it up towards Landris. It's a give and go, and now McDonald runs with some space. Francher sniffs that one out as a clearing attempt. Ball bouncing around. It's a possession battle. And finally, Suyo in saves the day and recycles it back to Brenna Murray, who will clear it out. Brenna Murray, a good showing back on a Wednesday on the season. 11 matches played, 37 saves. Has a record of 3-5-2 and a 7.71 save percentage entering tonight's matchup. As you look at Lexi Gonzalez, 16 games played, 16 goals allowed, averaging over a goal a game for our opponents against Lexi Gonzalez. There's a fight in the midfield. Looks like Herman's Dotier in on it, but Lily Suyo holds possession. It'll be a free kick coming for Charlotte, as that was actually Morgan McDonald drawing the foul.
You talked a little bit about Brenna Murray. She was coming off of a fantastic game and has been a key piece in how they were able to take down Rice, and will be a key piece here tonight as Charlotte tries to create offense from the back, and then once they're able to cross over that midfield stripe and get into the final third, that's when they really keep pressure on. They don't let the ball come out all of that much, and the way they create their opportunities and how they're fifth in Conference USA in total shots, it's because they just keep the pressure on, which leaves them susceptible, though, to the counterattack. But against Rice, that back line, fantastic performance led by Christy Campbell that really snuffed anything out that the Rice Owls were trying to throw at them.
Charlotte will pick up the throw in on the near sideline just in front of the FAU bench. Kiara Prawley looking mainly for Macy Bader. Patrum there as well. Opts to toss it in towards Bader, who had 2 amazing goals on Wednesday. She'd been so snake-bitten, 17 matches, just the 1 goal, and she comes out and gets 2 in the quarterfinal on Wednesday. As now FAU trying to work the possession game out wide. Charlotte Harris fighting for possession.
49ers with just 2 back on the back line. They're putting up a lot of pressure on this FAU back line. FAU's back line, one of the best, if not the best, in all of Conference USA. They're veteran-led. They have players like Haley Landers and Jody Smith. Jody Smith and Amanda Martin are coming off of playing full 90 minutes last time out. But this FAU team, they don't let you get shots, which is quite an interesting thing when you're going up against Charlotte, who's a team that likes to get shots on goal, likes to put things on the net. But FAU, they've kept their goalkeeper clean this season. Only 10, they're 10th in Conference USA in saves this year, which means that back line has played exceptionally well.
Charlotte's done well in their last few games as well. They're only getting a couple of shots. They've gotten a lot of shots off, whereas in the beginning of the year, they weren't getting a lot of shots off as that ball falls out on the far side. Throw in coming deep in defensive territory for the Charlotte 49ers. You talked about moving up, just only 2 players on that back line. Kelly Hastings, Christy Campbell there. Some of the faster defenders for head coach Brandy Fontaine and the Niners. You're able to move the left and the right back up and play more as a wing back. Kiara Prawley and Charlotte Harris is now with the midfield. Niners will hold.
Fantastic communication from Brenna Murray there back in her goalkeeper position, really barking out commands, letting the team know what to do. Fantastic leadership from the keeper.
Francher in the midfield, trying to move ahead to Tash Hudson. The back line holds strong, though. Good work by Jody Smith, and FAU takes it over. Landris trying to fight ahead. A foot race, and McDonald's unable to win it. Now the Niners with possession. Charlotte Harris moving up quick. Harris will look to cross it, and she will. Puts the ball in play. Macy Bader's there. Taken down by the defense. It's Deichler. No whistle, though. We continue playing. Good effort by the Niners to get the ball into the 6-yard box. Macy Bader looked like she got elbowed in the back, but good defensive work by Deichler. And it's a free kick coming for FAU.
Seeing the replay here, perfectly crossed in. That seems like it is a bang-bang play. FAU kind of undercuts Macy Bader. I see why the Charlotte sideline's a little upset with the no call there. But FAU dodges a bullet, and now they're out and going to get this free kick.
Yeah, it wasn't so much of an elbow to the back. It was more of a hip check coming from Louisa Deichler, just leaving Bader without any opportunity to get that ball on net. As the free kick taken, Charlotte trying to clear it. Hastings can't quite get it out cleanly. Middle draw throw in near side for Charlotte. Kelly Hastings will look to take it. Is now whistle blown in the bench for Charlotte. Getting a reprimand from our head referee tonight. Charlotte 49ers entering tonight. Again, they had nothing to lose playing on Wednesday against Rice. They came out and borderline shocked the nation, picking up a win over Rice, a team that is very talented and was expected to compete for more than just the conference tournament. As moving that ball ahead is Suyo, trying to find Hudson. It's over the head, though. Jody Smith will move it back towards Lexi Gonzalez. Moved ahead for Haley Landris, another all-conference selection. FAU has a flurry of talent. Again, we saw it on Wednesday against Louisiana Tech. Picking up 4 goals, 2 from G. Christek. Bree Austin getting in on the fun as well.
Already some chippiness between these two squads.
Fight in the midfield. This ball's popped towards Herman Dotier, but whistle up and a flag up on this near side. It'll be a free kick on an offside call. The first offside call of the match. Brenna Murray will drop the ball. We'll have a free kick coming for Charlotte. It was a good idea by Herman's Dotier to try to get behind the defense. Kelly Hastings caught off guard, but just a little bit too early on the run, and Charlotte will drop it and a free kick it.
Charlotte's done a great job here early on, just about 10 minutes into this one, about 12 minutes if we want to get technical with it, but a really good job of holding FAU away and not letting them have many opportunities. And we've talked about Charlotte taking a lot of shots on goal this season. FAU takes a lot as well. Last time these two teams played, Charlotte registered 10 shots.
Ball moved in, a right foot shot, it's in the back of the net. Haley Shand in on the action, and the Niners jump out to an early 1-0 lead over FAU here in the conference semifinal. Haley Shand picks up the goal, and the Niners go up 1-0 on FAU.
I mean, just a perfect ball in. We talked about it at the beginning of the game. They're going to try and drive it down the sides, cross it into the box. Exactly what happens there, and a fantastic finish by Haley Shand to give these 49ers the 1-0 lead.
And another beautiful set piece from guess who? Macy Bader picking up the assist. Another big game for Bader Wednesday. Now tonight, already back in the score sheet as Haley Shand picks up her second goal of the conference championship, and it puts the Niners on top 1-0 over FAU. You look at that play, a nice ball in from Bader, and Shand had the position, but Lexi Gonzalez, the keeper, almost came too far up on the ball, leaving Shand the opportunity to just pop it over, and it gives the Niners a 1-0 lead here early in front of their hometown crowd here at Transamerica Field. Free kick on the way. Lexi Gonzalez will come all the way up and offer this free kick for FAU in their own territory.
Great stuff from the 49ers already. 2 shots, both of them on goal. This is a 49ers team that takes a lot of shots, not always the best shots. And now you've seen this, how they started tonight. It seems like they kind of learned a little bit from that Rice game, and now they're going to take methodical shots and not just spray and pray. Instead, they're going to just get something on goal and hope that it sticks.
Morgan McDonald trying to find Bree Austin just out of the reach. It'll be a throw-in near side for FAU. As for Haley Shand and Macy Bader, 2 goals each, 2 assists between the two as well. These two have really stepped up in conference championship play. For Brandy Fontaine and the 49ers, you get a whistle blown and a foul called. Free kick coming for FAU. Looks like a little bit of an aggressive challenge, and now this is going to set up an opportunity. Louisa Deichler, we know how dangerous she is on set pieces, and we're going to set one up just outside of the 18-yard box.
Bang, bang play there right outside the box. I thought Christy Campbell had right of way to get to that one. Fans voiced their displeasure with that call. FAU, though, huge opportunity. Imagine they're going to try and bend this one in and find someone diving in on net and get it off the header in.
Deichler and Landress set up on this free kick opportunity. Approaching 31 minutes remaining in this first half. Three-man wall for Charlotte, Patrum, Hudson, and Shand. As Landress runs over it, Deichler will offer the ball. It's just a little wide. Goal kick on the way for the Niners, and Brenna Murray able to breathe a sigh of relief. Good work by the Niners wall to distract. And the shot is just off the mark from Deichler. Murray will take the goal kick short, offers to Hastings, and the Niners are going to work in their own territory. Playing with fire a little bit here is FAU trying to press up, and the clearing attempt is short. FAU now with an opportunity to attack.
FAU sensing an opportunity. They've switched to a high press. You see how far up their back line's playing, setting that back line, and every time 49ers are touching the ball, no matter how deep it is, they are putting on ball pressure.
Deichler will offer a cross into the box. A right foot shot off the crossbar from G. Christek, and it pops out of play. Goal kick coming for Charlotte, but G. Christek almost evened things up.
Yeah, Christek trying to pick up right where she left off. Had 2 goals last time out, crossed beautifully into the box. And this is what you're going to get when you're playing high press, right? You're going to create opportunities. You're going to put the 49ers in places that they don't necessarily want to be. The issue is you're really susceptible to the counterattack. And so FAU's got to be really careful about that here when they're deploying this high press.
Overrun by Kelly Hastings. A nice attempt by Senes. It's cleared away, though, by Prowley. And that'll set up the first corner of the match for FAU. You're right, the attack here coming from FAU, the high press, kind of forcing Charlotte to play a little more back. But if they're able to pop one over, Tash Hudson's ready to go on that back line. We know what she can do, leading the team in goals. Entering today with 5, was tied for the lead. Now Haley Shand with that goal earlier takes the team lead with 6 as Landress will set up for this corner kick, the first one of the match for either side. Ball offered in. It's hooking a little bit into the 6-yard. Still headed around, though. Ball still loose in the 18. Shand fighting for it. Able to fight as Landress, but finally cleared away by Bader. It'll be a throw in on the near sideline over closer to midfield for FAU.
Great play by Christy Campbell to get her head to that one and not have her goalkeeper have to make the play. Veteran move from one of the best backline players on this Charlotte team.
FAU still trying to get something going as Patrum offers an interception of that ball, and she's continuing to run. And now whistle blown, a little too aggressive on the play is Hermans Dotier. And we'll get a free kick coming for Charlotte on this near side.
Some chippiness for sure between these two teams. Looks like Brenna Murray's going to make this run out. And this just goes to show what the aggression is, like what the aggression gauge is set on. I think it's all the way up to 10 right now for the 49ers. You have Murray coming up nearly to midfield to take this free kick.
You almost never saw that in the regular season either. The Niners rather conservative early on. They really didn't score a lot in the first half. They only scored 4 goals all year in the first half. They scored 13 in the second. They're really a second half team, but they've gotten off to a good start here as Deichler will have to clear this one away, and it'll be a throw in on the near side for Charlotte deep in FAU territory. Bader will offer the throw in to her counterpart on the left side, and Kiara Prowley. That chemistry on the left side between Bader and Prowley, 2 sophomores, 2 very strong leaders in this Niners squad. And it's paid off early here for Charlotte. As Bader offering the assist on a Haley Shand goal that put the Niners up 1-0 early. Ball moved into the 18, a header towards goal. It's still a little wide, though, and it'll be picked up by Lexi Gonzalez. FAU will take over on possession.
FAU's defense is going to have to figure out a way to kind of put a stop to that. I mean, that's another easy cross into the box. 49ers are setting up with a few players ready in for the cross, and FAU's defense just really hasn't been able to figure out a way to answer that here in the first 20 minutes.
As Hermans Dotier is going to go wide here. Incoming is Prawley, and a nice work by Hermans Dotier to cross the ball in. Headed towards Bree Austin. It's a little high. FAU still swarming on the attack. A left foot shot, and it's just a little high from Daniela Diaz. Cleared out. It'll be a goal kick for Charlotte. FAU, though, continuing to stay up. They're going to press Charlotte, who have this 1-0 lead with about 26.5. As you look at the play from Hermans Dotier, just getting by Kiara Prawley. And that right foot cross in. Just a little too high for Austin to make a play on it, but Daniela Diaz moving up from that midfield. A good shot attempt, and now Charlotte will get the clear on a goal kick.
FAU's had their opportunities so far tonight, gritting those crosses in. They've had some open players, they just haven't been able to connect. So I imagine they're going to stick with that and continue trying to get just stuff in front of Brenna Murray, who had 34 saves on the season, and make her do some work.
Bree Austin leaves it for Hermans Dotier, who on a run in the 18, now approaching the 6. A diving attempt from Murray, but Telma Hermans Dotier with the right foot puts it in the back of the net, and now this one is tied. FAU comes back here with 25:44 remaining in this first half of action, and we are now even at 1-1.
Nothing you can do about that if you're Murray. Hermans Dotier, awesome finish into the lower 90. I mean, even if that doesn't go in, she has a few teammates running behind her. She just takes it herself, gets into the 6-yard box, and sends it home. A fantastic finish for FAU to get this equalizer.
For Hermans Dotier, it's her 6th goal on the year, and that does give her another shot on goal, her 15th on the year. Telma Hermans Dotier, one of the leaders on offense. As you look again at this replay, she just bends it on the edge of the 6-yard, and Brenna Murray diving after it. But there again, 3 Owls there to swarm in case that ball got loose. So now we're back even, 1-1. And now FAU, you got to imagine, has a little more pep in their step. Charlotte will look to continue the pressure they had earlier on. Macy Bader on a run evades a defender. Fancy footwork. Working on a defender. Now she'll have to move it back towards Charlotte Harris, who will run up using the speed. Harris drops it out wide. Niners on the attack again, and they can't hold possession. FAU's back line doing well. Good work by Landris.
For now, 49ers continuing to just dump it into the corner.
Ball dropped towards Tash Hudson, a little long on the pass. Jody Smith there. It'll be a goal kick coming on the way for the Owls. We are 20 minutes through in this first half of action in the Conference USA Women's Soccer Championship semifinal. These two sides dogging it out for a date with UTSA. The Roadrunners coming up victorious earlier this afternoon over North Texas on this very field. These two sides, FAU and Charlotte, pulling off upsets in their respective games on Wednesday. Charlotte's upset probably a little bigger as the 8th seed taking down the 1. But FAU having to get through a tough Louisiana Tech team certainly deserves their spot here. Near side throw in coming. Louisa Deichler will offer the throw in towards Hermans Dotier, who's already on the board tonight. Hudson dispossesses. Now Patrum holds in the midfield, just trying to create some space. Moved more towards the middle of the field. And now FAU takes over. Moved in towards Christek, a heavy challenge attempt from Lily Suyo. There'll be a free kick coming for the Owls.
Great start for Charlotte here in this one, but now FAU on the front foot. They're attacking forward. They're keeping the pressure on Charlotte, and they're not letting the 49ers get into the final third. That's where the 49ers have made their money against Rice, and then early on in this game as we watch the replay, every time you extend your forearm like that, you're going to get called, and Lily Suyo knows that.
Owls on the attack, trying to move it out wide for Bree Austin. Austin with a defender on her. Turning a corner, a left foot attempt on goal, and flag up near side, offside call. Can't see it on your screen, but I have it right in front of me here as that near side referee holds up the flag, and it is an offside call. And now we're going to get a discussion with Julia Patrum and Daniela Diaz, along with our head referee tonight. Already this game's gotten a little chippier than we imagined. That first game, we knew there was going to be some chippiness to it between North Texas and UTSA. Didn't get as much, I'd say, as we expected, but now here we're getting more than we expected with FAU and Charlotte.
For sure, FAU deploying the high press again.
So now we get a whistle blown, and looks like our referee is trying to issue a message to the assistant coaches for Charlotte. Tyler Schatz over there on the sideline as you get a little bit of a discussion. These two sides played it chippy in the first game they played, as we're going to get a yellow card issued to the bench. Tyler Schatz being awarded the yellow, probably for dissent. 12 fouls for Charlotte in that first matchup down in Boca Raton. FAU with 8. So a real aggressive matchup down in Boca Raton back in October. Now here it's a different scene. Early November in the conference championship here in Charlotte, where the Niners are looking to defend home turf.
Look at the pressure FAU is running. You can see how far up the back line's playing, how far up their strikers are playing, trying to create a turnover in this final third. They had an opportunity that they created off of this earlier, looking to do that again now.
They're trying to capitalize on Charlotte, already letting one go on a good run from Herman's Dotier. Near side, Deichler's going to offer a throw in. She'll offer it towards Mia Senes. Senes turns a corner on Francher, offers a ball into the box. Cleared away by Kiara Prali. Hudson there, and defending is Amanda Martin. No whistle blown. We continue play. Patrum chasing, battling with Christek. Julia Patrum hustling on that ball. Now whistle blown, and Patrum, good hustle. She'll get awarded the free kick.
You saw it there. What that high press does, it forces Charlotte to bring more players back to try and get the ball forward than they initially wanted. Tash Hudson, then the only player forward. So if anything does happen, 49ers aren't really able to strike on the counterattack because they're too worried of turning it over in such a dangerous position. Now Brenna Murray will come out to midfield and take this free kick.
Yeah, if you're Charlotte, you want to have Brenna Murray come up on these free kicks. If you're getting pressed, you want to be able to press the other way as well. As this ball is moved into the edge of the 18, just over the head of the attacker. And we will get a possession change. FAU is going to get a free kick. Ball headed towards Macy Bader, just out of the reach. And Lexi Gonzalez will punt this free kick away just outside of her own 18. Good battle in the midfield. Niners fighting for possession. Ball headed towards Bader. Drops it out wide for Kiara Prali. Prali ahead towards Patrum on a run. Hudson had her back as well, but it ends up at the feet of the FAU back line. Cleared away. Throw in coming near side for the Niners. Prali tosses it in, looking for Tash Hudson. Back line holds strong for FAU. All bouncing around like a pinball. Finally falls to Julia Patrum. Drops it back for Prali. That back line for Charlotte trying to mush forward. Now that ball's cleared away. Another throw in coming near side. Prali there has the wing back playing up as that ball's booted up towards Hudson. Hudson trying to get it into the 18, just out of reach. Goal kick coming for FAU.
FAU's back line is doing an amazing job of just closing in on the 49ers anytime they get into that final third right now.
So we do have a swap in coming for FAU. Looks like it'll be Emmy Schleifer entering for FAU, the first sub of the match. Emmy Schleifer will enter. 5'6" midfield sophomore from Boca Raton, Florida, a native of FAU, a transfer over from Tennessee. She'll enter for Daniela Diaz as now a throw in comes near side. Possession and battle lost by Christek. Niners will toss the ball in. We are at 20 minutes remaining as now Bailey Manfredi will enter off the bench for Charlotte in relief of Haley Shand. Manfredi, an all-conference freshman team selection. Now whistle blown, and we will get a free kick coming for the Niners.
Opportunity here for Francher. Get this one into the box, see if they can find a running attacker, maybe diving in on net. Really force the issue here on Lexi Gonzalez. She hasn't been tested much today since the beginning.
Braylon Francher offers the ball in towards the box, over the head of every Charlotte 49er and FAU Owl in there. However, it's cleared away on that back line. They'll have to chase for possession. Winning it is Charlotte Harris. She's pressured, though, by the attack of FAU, and Murray's going to have to hurry. She's just going to dump it back towards Charlotte Harris.
49ers backline struggling to deal with the pressure right now.
There was another swap as well for the Owls. Luisa Deichler steps off, and Hunter Coziera entering for the Owls is now probably in the midfield trying to fight for some space. She does get off the defender. An attempt to move the ball out and probably is tripped up, and now we'll get a whistle blown and a clock stoppage.
Surprised no cards issued there. There was a shove before that tackle even occurs. Then the rough tackle comes in. You see this replay here of what just occurred. I mean, comes in hard, it goes at the ball, probably why there's no card issue, gets full ball, but then also gets a lot of player as well. But the shove before, I think, then warrants that whistle.
Yeah, Herman's Dotier just a little too strong on that attempt. It does set up a free kick, and now Charlotte trying to get something going. They had some early success on the offense. That is also now 3 fouls on the night already for Telma Herman's Dotier. That ball moves in, and Gonzalez is there to corral. FAU avoids any sort of attack from Charlotte and takes over possession.
The problem with Lexi Gonzalez getting her mitts on the ball is then it just stops anything that the 49ers have going. They like to string together pass shot, and keep that attack moving, keep it up front, and not let FAU bring it to the other side. But the second Lexi Gonzalez gets it in her mitts, all of a sudden FAU is able to flip the field. They're able to turn on their pressure, and Charlotte hasn't had an answer for it so far.
We'll see if they can pick up an answer here against a free kick coming. Schleifer is going to set this one up as Lily Suyo offers a foul. This one just outside. They're going to work it in towards the 18. Murray's going to have to come out and punch it. She's going to fall to the ground, and whistle blown, though, and a foul called. Free kick coming for Charlotte in their own end.
Chris Tech runs out, hands up. I didn't mean to do that. Completely unintentional, but anytime you undercut a goalkeeper like that, it's going to end in a whistle.
And Brenna Murray is protected by the keeper. She will get the free kick off in her own 18. Charlotte trying to move that ball forward and thwart the high press from FAU, who has set the tone early. Charlotte behind in total shots, 5-2. They do lead in shots on goal, though, 2-1. Midfield, Francher pops it over the back line in a foot race now. Bader trying to fight for it with McDonald. They fight for it, and it's cleared away. Throw in near side. Charlotte, it's Coziera on this near side as the right back. Hudson in the midfield. Drops it off, looking again for Bader. Bouncing around, now finds Francher. Francher moved ahead with the left foot, trying to find a teammate. Nobody home. Now cleared away, and then another throw in near side for Charlotte.
Charlotte's offense trying to get something going. They've been held shotless for the last 16 minutes. The way this game started would not have guessed that was going to happen. Now the 49ers offense trying to get something going, trying to create really from the inside now. Earlier in the game, they were going outside, crossing it in, and now it seems like they're just kind of playing hero ball and just trying to take it themselves and go in, and now FAU all of a sudden on a dangerous counterattack with Bree Austin.
Bree Austin trying to move that ball up towards Christek, but good work by the back line to clear it away. And now the Niners might have an opportunity. Tash Hudson with a close call contact there. And they fight for possession. Ball falls out. Throw in coming near side for the Charlotte 49ers.
Fantastic stop there by Prawley. The cross tries to come in, but we watch here as it goes off of FAU's head. Looks like Amanda Martin tried to head it off, but goes right out of bounds.
Hudson fighting for possession. It's just a little high. FAU holding on to possession. 15.5 remaining in this first half of action in what's been a very tightly contested match early. Charlotte seemed to come out on a good note in this first half, but FAU since has held their own as we get a couple of swaps in. Amber Treeweek is going to enter for the Niners in relief of, it looks like, Tash Hudson, and Sophia Volby will enter for FAU in relief of Bree Austin. There is one more swap as well. It looks like Ellen Seminar Dotier will enter. So both Icelandic midfielders in for head coach Patrick Baker and the Owls. The Niners trying to fight for possession on their back line, pressed up by FAU, and now getting in behind. Owls fighting for it. The Niners back line holds strong though. And they thwart it, and now on a run, here comes Charlotte. Patron with some space, drops it ahead. Amber Treweek with all the space in the world, just a little wide on the pass. Trying to work on Coziera. Treweek fighting for possession. Coziera, though, able to hold position and clears the ball away. Throw in on that near side here for Charlotte. Good run attempt by Mia Senes for FAU, but Charlotte able to quickly counter as that ball's cleared away. Goal kick coming for FAU.
Going back to that Senes run, I think sometimes players try and make that extra pass in scenarios where they don't need to make that extra pass. I was there where Senes could have taken something on goal, hope for the rebound, and then all of a sudden you have two players there with you. Instead, kind of gives it up on a bad pass.
Now Amber Treweek up trying to press on the attack. FAU able to hold their own though. That back line holding strong. Amanda Martin mainly being the counter to that. Back line press from Charlotte, trying to move the ball ahead and get something going. Just nothing going though, and then it'll be a throw in near side for the 49ers. Looks like the referee coming over to have a chat now with FAU's bench. And this has been a pretty chippy matchup. We've had to now have conversations with the referees with both benches. It looks like Charlotte will get their substitution in. Maggie Stevens is going to enter for the Charlotte 49ers. We'll see if Stevens can add a little bit of a spark. Macy Bader will step off for the time being. Ball back in play. We're back underway here in Charlotte. Midfield pop-up by Stevens, trying to find a teammate in Manfredy. Just out of the reach, though. Niners fighting for possession in the midfield. Good slotting tackle. And now Francher up for Treweek. Treweek trying to move it back to her back line. A dangerous attempt, but it is there. And now Hastings to Christy Campbell, who heads it up. And now FAU on a counterattack, and they might have some space. Ball moved up, but back line holds strong for Charlotte. And they'll pop it over for a potential counterattack, but coming out of goal is Lexi Gonzalez. Does not matter. Flag up far side for an offside call.
This game's feeling a lot like that FAU Louisiana Tech game in the first half. Both teams really tight. The difference was FAU in the second half was able to jump out, save off a couple big shot opportunities from Louisiana Tech, and then build up that 4-1 lead. Here, both teams going back and forth. It feels like whichever team can break through is going to have a lot better of a chance to win this game, which is, of course, I mean, if you're up 2-1, of course you're going to have a better chance to win the game, but that momentum really feels real. FAU, though, seems to be kind of breaking that back line of the 49ers ever so slightly. Each run, it gives them a little bit more tiredness in the legs. It's forcing them to do a little bit more. FAU's attack has to come through with a goal here soon.
As we do get another swap in for the Owls, Molly Setsma is going to enter for the Owls in their white kits. Coming off, it will be a McDonald. So McDonald and Landris will now make way for Landris and Molly Setsma. Setsma is a key piece of this team, a midfielder from Bradenton, Florida. Excuse me. I grew up about half an hour from Bradenton, Florida, and I couldn't even say it correctly as that ball falls out the back. Corner kick coming on the way for FAU.
You know, sometimes it's a tongue twister. I get it.
It happens. Thank goodness for pronunciation, guys, as that is going to be a corner kick on that far side. FAU's going to set things up. Emmy Schleifer on that far side. Ball moved in, and it is taken rather poorly. Goal kick coming for Charlotte.
Trying to get that along the back line, bring it in, curve it into that far back post, and hope you can find a head to just tap it on in. except the beginning and middle part of that kind of execution didn't really follow through, which didn't allow the end to work out either. But FAU threatening second corner of the game for them to 49ers none, which tells me FAU's getting their attack a lot deeper and having these opportunities that the 49ers just really haven't been able to create yet.
Yeah, they haven't gotten much of anything in the last 20 minutes or so. It's been kind of flat on offense for Brandy Fontaine and the 49ers as that ball moved up. And now FAU with a potential attack on the way. Campbell's going to have to move it back to Brenna Murray, who will clear it away for the time being. Back line of FAU holding it strong. Bounce for possession, and now we get a whistle blown back line. It looks like Amanda Martin is tripped up and down after Amber Treweek causing a little bit of contact. It's like a collision out there on a battle for possession after a clear out from Murray. Treweek and Martin fighting for it. And now we get a free kick coming for the Owls.
Owls took what happened in the first game as we watch the replay of this. Treweek just kind of collides there with Martin at the end of that one. Martin goes down, stays down a little bit longer and gets the whistle. Now a free kick to come from FAU.
This ball's going to be moved in, well into the 18, into the 6, and Brenna Murray's just going to stick her hands up. That ball is wide and not even close. It'll be a goal kick on the way for the Charlotte 49ers.
But FAU took that game plan from last game. They saw that the 49ers had 6 corners to their just 3, and they've decided we're going to push it deep into these corners. We're going to try and bring it in. We're trying to cross this in front of the net, make Brenna Murray work. So far, they've got a goal out of it. They have 5 shots, and they have 2 corners.
Charlotte making 2 swaps to try to get the lineup shaken up a little bit. Julia Patram will step off for Ariana Maybody, and then Kylie Morin in for Lily Suyo. Morin more of a ball distributor. Suyo just more of a grind it out, kind of defensive midfielder, more and more of a ball distributor. Maybody, a bit of a hybrid, a attacking midfielder that can push up as a striker as well. So you see Brandy Fontaine kind of trying to shift things up for Charlotte here with just over 8 minutes remaining in this first half of action. Ball moved in on a cross just over the head of every attacker for FAU. They hold the attack though, and a crossing attempt from Coziera hits Manfredi right in the stomach. It'll draw a throw in on the near side for Florida Atlantic.
Manfredi took that one tough. That was full power trying to cross it into the box. Instead, it got all of Bailey Manfredi. You could see that one kind of knocked the wind out of her for a second, and she had to take a second to breathe. And what a deflection by the freshman.
Coziera is going to offer this throw in on the near side. FAU making another swap. Michelle Horan will enter for Mia Senes. So now the pair of Austin and Senes off for the time being. Coziera takes the throw into Volby. Bouncing around, Coziera holding possession, worked on by Francher. And now Manfredi there will clear it away and hold off the attack as now Treweek fighting for it. Gets past the defender, and Martin just loses a step on that one as now the Niners attacking. Manfredi, looks like Maybody and Treweek trying to move the ball up, but a good attacking effort by Charlotte. A little too aggressive, though. It'll offer a free kick for FAU. A good hustle by Amber Treweek.
Treweek showing her defender roots. This season was moved up to the front line, more of a forward under Brandy Fontaine, but I mean, fantastic footwork with the ball. But then at the end of that one, gets a little bit more physical than I think she should have, and that brought out a whistle, and it ended the 49ers attack there. But fantastic pressure by Treweek.
A little heavy touch there, but it gives FAU an opportunity in the midfield. Christek moves it up ahead. FAU swarming here on the attack. Volby on that far side trying to work it into the 18. Well defended on that far side as now we get a whistle blown and a flag up on the near side. Offside call. Goal kick coming for Charlotte with just over 6 minutes remaining in this first half. It's the second time that FAU has been called offside today. It'll offer Brenna Murray a chance to punt this ball away and give Charlotte some space to work into the attacking zone. Into the midfield, Owls trying to push the ball up. Cleared away by the back line. Hastings doing well. And now falls to the feet of Kylie Morin. Back towards Charlotte Harris. Trying to move it ahead towards Treeweek. It's out of the reach, though. Now Jody Smith forced to move it back. Moving the ball ahead. FAU slowly, meticulously working their way up as now Volby trying to work it out wide towards Landris, and it's out of the reach. A throw in coming far side for Charlotte.
You know what they're trying to do. They're trying to push it out to the outside, run that down into the deep corner, cross it in, force Murray to either punch it out, come off of her line, or let someone get ahead to it, someone get it into the box and put a shot on goal. It's worked out for him so far, and it was a fantastic opportunity for FAU, but unfortunately that pass was just offline.
5 minutes remain here in this first half of action. This has been a very tightly contested first half, as now we get a whistle blown and a foul called. Hunter Coziera tripped up. Looks like Amber Treeweek again playing a little too aggressive as the attacking fielder for the Niners. They'll set up things up for a free kick for FAU here as the clock continues to tick down.
Treeweek about 10 minutes on the pitch so far tonight. It seems though at this point that the speed was really working against FAU to get behind them. You had a couple opportunities, and Amber Treeweek just isn't the speedster that you might have in Tash Hudson or Macy Bader or a few other forwards that can push the issue. Interesting for Brandy Fontaine to right now have Amber Treeweek in as the lone striker.
This ball moved in, and it'll hop around to the 6-yard box, but Brenna Murray there, and it'll offer a goal kick for Charlotte. Free kick kind of backfires on FAU, and that'll mean a goal kick for Charlotte. Another sub coming in for the Owls. Tatum Ireland will enter for G. Christek in the midfield for FAU. Just trying to hold their own as this clock again continuing to tick down. Brenna Murray back to offer this goal kick.
Christek comes out. She had 2 goals last game, as we have another substitute getting ready to check in. Looks like will be Ayanna Parker coming in.
Ayanna Parker is now going to enter for Treeweek. So again, another swap in the attacking zone for Charlotte. You've gone through a couple of attackers here today. You go through Shan, then you go Treeweek. But Treeweek just playing a little too aggressive. You'll go to more of the finesse player in Ayanna Parker before offering a goal kick here for Brenna Murray. Murray's goal kick taken quickly, and on the near sideline, it falls out. Coziera will get a throw-in, on this near side, just in front of Charlotte's bench. Ahead fighting for it is Seminar Dotier, but it's dispossessed by Francher. Ball moved ahead, and that's going to be a throw-in on that near sideline, but deep in their own territory for FAU. Throw in taken. Just trying to fight for possession. Ireland moves it back to the back line. Out wide for Jody Smith. Trying to find Landris, the left back. Charlotte pressing a little more here as time continues to tick down. A run up for Volby, and Volby's going to use the speed and beat the defender. Deep in territory, but a good sliding effort by the back line of Charlotte. And with 2 minutes remaining, it'll draw a throw in on that far side, deep in Niner territory.
Fantastic play there by Kelly Hastings. I mean, she tries to make that run over and dispossess her a little bit further up. She gets beat, but she's able to make up for it and get that fantastic tackle and force the issue with FAU. Now it comes out to be a goal kick.
The goal kick is drawn. The Niners are looking to get maybe one last shot as time continuing to tick down in the semifinal matchup. Charlotte 49ers and the Florida Atlantic Owls fighting for a spot in Sunday's final matchup against UTSA. And the Roadrunners had to grind out a win earlier against North Texas. So far this match seeming to be just about the same. These two sides just trying to work harder and get the victory. The ball moved ahead. Parker fighting for possession. Finally cleared away by the back line. Is now 1 minute remaining in this first half. Ball moved in towards Maybody. It'll fall towards Manfredi. Manfredi heads it up. It drops to Parker. Parker with the left foot trying to move it ahead to the attacking Maybody. Midfield held, though, and now Kiara Prolly will get the chance to move it up with the foot. Now Niners into the edge of the 18. Ball still loose, fighting for possession. A battle finally finds out wide goes Kiara Prolly. Prolly on the edge of the 18 will offer a left foot cross in, and Gonzalez there with the mitts. And it stops the attack for the time being. FAU will have a chance to reset with time ticking down. Just over 20 seconds remain.
It doesn't result in a goal, but you like to see that out of Charlotte before the half. They got back to what was working at the beginning of the first half. They're bringing it back here at the end of the second half. You hope they're going to be able to take some of that momentum into the second.
Lexi Gonzalez clears the ball away. Ball will trickle out, and that does about conclude the first half of action. The Charlotte 49ers get their first goal of this match early on. It's the first one of the day, and then FAU comes us here in Charlotte, bringing you all the action here live from Transamerica Field. Is in the midfield dot. It looks like the Owls are ready to go to begin this second half of action. Bree Austin is set, and here we go. We are back underway for half number 2 here in Charlotte as the Niners and Owls fighting for the championship spot in the final on Sunday. Haley Shand leaving the ball for Charlotte Harris, who didn't really move up too far, but a clearing attempt by Landris is thwarted. It'll be a throw in deep in their own territory for FAU. Throw in taken, trying to find Bree Austin just out of the reach, though it bounces around. The Niners will draw a throw in on the near side just in front of their bench. Bouncing around, Patrum and Shan fighting for it. Drops to Tash Hudson. Now Charlotte Harris on the near side as there's an Owl down. Hudson and Harris back and forth they go. Hudson, a little fancy footwork, trying to get around the defender and Jody Smith. And now whistle blown. We have a injured Owl on the pitch. It's Morgan McDonald. Looks like she is shaken up, a little bit of an ankle or a foot issue.
Had a little bit of a collision there with the ball. 2 feet go out at the same time, and I think Morgan McDonald just ends up tweaking it just a bit, stays down, gets the stoppage of play, and is now up walking.
Clock does stop at 14:04 as you do get a look at the replay in front of you. Looks like McDonald just gets a little bit tripped up on the play. It'll be a drop ball, and FAU is expected to scoop up possession as McDonald just trying to walk it off. One of the key pieces on that back line for FAU, McDonald acting as that left wing back. Midfield battle, Christek fighting for it, moves it ahead to her attacking Bree Austin. Now out wide, the Niners will get possession as that ball towards McDonald is just a little long. Brenna Murray there and holds possession.
Murray pushing her team up, going to try and create out of the back. 49ers with possession and will want to try and hold possession and not allow FAU to kind of pepper the net, kind of keep that pressure on like they did for a majority of the first half.
Clearing attempt from Murray, placed perfectly for Shand, and now the Niners trying to fight to hold possession, but FAU's midfield stands a little too strong. And now here's the goal scorer for the Owls, Telma Hermans-Dotier on a run, trying to move it out wide for Mia Senes, and it's just out of the reach, but it's tipped away by Kiara Prolly. That'll offer a throw-in far side for FAU. Louisa Deichler back in as the right back for the Owls, and Patrick Baker, who are looking to get back in to the conference championship final. Crossing attempt in, headed around, and finally Charlotte looking like they'll get possession here. Is swirling around the ball is Kiara Prolly. She will set it up and punt the ball away. Throw in coming far side at midfield for FAU.
Bree Austin has to be more aggressive there on that. The cross comes in perfectly, but then from there, if you're Bree Austin, if you're one of the better players in Conference USA, you have to attack the ball. It seems like it kind of came off the foot and just Austin let it go and didn't put a lot of pressure on it, didn't really make Murray work for it. And so 49ers able to clear it out, and now all of a sudden they're trying to flip field.
Yeah, Bree Austin, one of 3 All-Conference USA first-team selections for the Owls. Austin G. Christek and Amanda Martin all being named to that first team. No Charlotte 49ers named on that first team. The first time in a while that has happened as that ball is cleared away. FAU staying strong though, and Louisa Deichler holding possession. A good fight for possession. Macy Bader finally gets a whistle blown and a foul called. Free kick coming for FAU. Deichler will set the free kick up after Macy Bader playing a little too aggressive out there. FAU setting it up in the box. This one is tied 1-1. A big spot for the Owls here, looking to even things up. Ball into the 18, headed away by Austin. Now fight for possession. Ball popped back in towards the 6-yard, and Austin is there, but flag up on the far side, offside call. Charlotte will pick up a free kick on a little bit of an early run from Bree Austin.
Christy Campbell with a fantastic performance on the back line tonight. Earlier in the first half was able to head something out, make Murray not have to work for it. And again, that was a beautiful ball in by Deichler. And Christy Campbell just heads it out, and that is what you need from a veteran-led back line, a veteran leader in Christy Campbell. It's going to be what the 49ers need, as FAU is starting to do what they did a lot in the first half, and that's starting to just lean on the 49ers defense. Tire them out, wait for an opening, and then take it. 49ers have to capitalize here on the counter.
Charlotte Harris moving the ball up to Haley Shan. This is a good counterattack option for Charlotte. Hudson hustling for it, trying to beat out the defender, and a battle for possession, and it'll be awarded a goal kick for FAU. Tash Hudson not a fan of that call, as it was a close play between Hudson and Jody Smith on the back line. Quickly taken on the goal kick by Gonzalez, and now FAU right back at it, trying to attack as that ball is moved up towards Austin. Cleared away now, and Charlotte looking to set things up. A back line, ball bouncing around. Hastings holding possession, pressured though.
The way FAU is able to get the ball from this half of the field to the attacking third, that speed has been causing problems for Charlotte, and it's been really amazing to watch. They're able to get it to Lexi Gonzalez, and then just in a blink of an eye, they have it forward to Bree Austin in a really favorable attacking opportunity. That type of speed is going to give Charlotte problems as this second half wears on.
They've been moving Louisa Deichler up that far side as well on the right side of the attack for FAU. Is now left foot shot attempt is a little high and wide from just on the edge of the 18-yard box, and it'll set things up for a goal kick for Charlotte. That shot just a little high and wide. An errant left foot attempt from, it looks like, Hermans Dotier. As we get a replay look, and indeed it is Hermans Dotier on a left foot shot attempt. Brenna Murray just sticks her hands up and watches it sail away. Ball moved ahead, battle for possession. Hermans Dotier drops it towards Deichler, who clears it up towards Austin. Beautiful possession attempt by Austin, trying to get a right foot shot attempt, but Christy Campbell there to thwart. Ball moved out, and it's just a little wide. Another attempt. FAU is pressing hard on this Charlotte 49er back line, but so far they haven't been able to break through.
Opportunity missed by G. Christek there. I mean, you have that, comes to your feet. It's really just you and the keeper. And if you're midfielder of the year, you want to bury that. And I think Christek knows that. And if that is taken 10 more times, I think G's probably hitting it 75% of them.
Ball moved out by Brenna Murray. Niners fighting for possession. And they'll pick up a throw in on this near side. Charlotte Harris will take it quickly and drop it to Julia Patrum, the second team midfielder. FAU 3 shots early on here. They're now pushing the tempo, and they lead 8-3 in the shots category. That ball moved up towards Hudson. Hudson trying to fight for possession. It's cleared out by the back line of FAU, and that'll draw another throw in near side just in front of the 49er bench. In towards Shan, cleared away again. And Jody Smith has been brutal for that back line of FAU here in this first half. Harris loses possession. Morgan McDonald chases it. Patrum working against Bree Austin. Into the midfield now for Daniela Diaz. Ball moved back, dangerous pass. And now Charlotte able to swipe possession, and they might have some space here. Macy Bader, right foot shot. It's gloved away by Gonzalez. The Niners are on the board in the shot category here in the second half. Macy Bader put some pepper on that shot, but good hands from Lexi Gonzalez. Keep that ball out of the net. Another fight for possession. This thing's getting chippy now. In the midfield, Niners fighting. Julia Patrum drops it ahead. 2-on-1 here. Bader into the box with a left foot cross attempt, and tripping up on the back line is Amanda Martin. That'll drop a corner on that far side for the 49ers, their first of the match.
You know, I wasn't a fan of it again in the Rice game, those shots from far out. As we watch this shot again, I'd love to see a couple more touches taken, bring it in a little bit closer, maybe get inside the 18-yard box. But then again, you know, they scored on one of those long shots last game, so who am I to say? Personally, I'm not a fan. I'd like to see it brought in a little bit more.
Macy Bader will deliver the corner kick in, the first one of the match for Charlotte. This one is sailed over everyone's head into the area, and now that'll leave things for Lily Suyo, who has to move it back towards Braylon Francher, who is pressed up early. Francher is spun tackled around, and a good battle for possession, and Charlotte will get another free kick opportunity as a costly challenge from G. Christek. You take a look at the replay. Christek just playing a little too aggressive, kind of pushing on Francher.
Yeah, hooks the arm, brings her down. Great sell job by Christek afterwards to act like she's surprised by that call, but hooks around Francher, brings her down. That's going to get you a call each and every time.
G. Christek, midfielder of the year in Conference USA, it gets that ball down, and now Francher has a go on net, but Gonzalez there has a stone wall and will take her time in putting this ball back into play. Tash Hudson just staring down Lexi Gonzalez. Gonzalez will drop kick this ball up ahead, and Christy Campbell on the back line for Charlotte moves it down towards the field. Back line keeps it away from the attacking Bree Austin. Now out wide goes Mia Senes. Fight for possession. It deflects off of an FAU Owl, and Charlotte picked up the throw in far side. Kiara Prowley there. Charlotte 5 shots, 4 of them on a goal. And the 1 goal from Haley Shand giving the Niners the tie here in this second half of action. Macy Bader offering the ball into Haley Shand in that first half. So we get a scrum here in a battle, and Julia Patrum called for a foul.
Patrum tried to plead her case there, but just nothing doing. I think the ref might be a little more quick here in the second half to blow that whistle as things kind of are escalating. The drama's increasing. And I mean, both of these teams tied at 1 with a spot in the CUSA championship on the line.
Setting up for a free kick are the Owls. They're going to get an opportunity here to move this ball into the box, just into the edge of the 18, and it is headed on goal, but it's a little wide, and Brenna Murray will set things up for a goal kick. Murray not really has been challenged here in this second half of action. The Owls have certainly kept the pressure on Charlotte's back line, but Brenna Murray hasn't had to do much. She's really been untested. She'll set up and punt this ball into the midfield for Charlotte. Battle in the midfield for possession. And it'll end up dipping away. Throw in near side for Charlotte.
I really think the midfield is where this game is going to get won and lost. Both teams haven't really been able to kind of stake their claim in winning the midfield at a consistent rate. Whoever's able to do that for, say, 15, 20 minutes, or even the remaining 33 minutes, that's who's going to be able to create more opportunities. That's who's going to win this game, because as great as both of these teams are on the counterattack, I don't think a counter is going to be what wins this game.
Bree Austin in the midfield, pursued by Charlotte Harris. That ball goes out wide on the right side now for Deichler. FAU now with an opportunity to break things open. Playing out wide is Hermans Dotier. Getting around one defender, defended well. Now ball moved in towards the 6-yard box, but it's blocked away. Now ball bouncing around, continuing to fight for possession. Now it moves out wide for Charlotte. Now Deichler clearing this ball back in towards Austin, but it's a little too long, and Brenna Murray is there with the gloves. Murray will take her time, just drop kick it and punt this ball up as the Niners trying to set things up for an attack. They've been able to get a couple of shots here in the second half as a foot race now. Lost by Tash Hudson, but that ball's cleared away, and the Niners will get a throw in deep in FAU territory. And Tash Hudson not really shown up on the stat sheet here in this one, but it makes her presence felt there. Winning a foot race and kind of spooking Jody Smith into putting that ball out of play. As now Charlotte Harris megs a defender and tries to put a cross in, but it's a little long and high. Goal kick coming FAU.
Charlotte's not afraid to put shots on goal. That's an opportunity for them to cross it into the box. Instead, Charlotte Harris is going to put that something on goal, just way off target. And now FAU with possession. 49ers attack is stifled and the flame is extinguished.
Herman Stotier moving it up for the attack. It heads towards Bree Austin, challenged by Campbell. And now Campbell will punt this ball away and buy some more time for Charlotte to get a couple of defenders back. Throw in coming near side for FAU. Good attack from the veteran backline defender and Christy Campbell, the senior from Zebulon, North Carolina. FAU trying to get an attack going. Austin is pressured by two 49ers. Charlotte Harris will work a clear out attempt. Throw in near side deep in Niner territory for the Owls.
FAU is going to try and throw this one in deep into the 18-yard box, kind of make this up as like a corner kick.
Landris offers this ball in. It heads around, it baits around, and it'll be a goal kick coming for Charlotte. So a sigh of relief as they're able to draw the goal kick. As you see there pictured on your screen, Patrick Baker and the Owls trying to advance to the conference championship final here in Conference USA. They played 60 minutes here in this one. Now 30 minutes remaining in the second semifinal. These two sides fighting for a chance to play UTSA on Sunday in the conference championship here at Transamerica Field on Sunday at 1 o'clock. Ball moved towards Austin. Good defense by the Niners. Austin kind of spinning around, drops the ball for McDonald, who has some space. Working deep into Niner territory just before she gets into the 18. Good sliding attempt by the back line, and Charlotte Harris draws a throw in deep into Niner territory.
Same thing they're going to try here. Almost worked last time. FAU is going to attempt it one more.
Landris offers a cross in on a throw in, and Brenna Murray there to scoop it up. And they'll buy more time before punting the ball away. It's been a fairly evenly contested match here in the second semifinal. We are tied 1-1 with just under 29 minutes remaining here in Charlotte. Murray punts the ball out towards Haley Shand. Shand trying to head it towards Julia Patrum. Patrum leaves it out wide, and now the Niners might have an opportunity. Trying to move it ahead towards Hudson. Back line holds strong, though, for the Owls. So now Harris punts it forward towards Macy Bader, but Bader won't go after it at the warning of an offside call. Mia Senes trying to turn a corner. She might have the space here. Senes on a run. This might be trouble for FAU. Into the 18. She's going to move it in towards the middle, towards Austin, and it's in the back of the net. The Owls get their second goal of the match, and it's a big-time Bree Austin goal, and Mia Senes is down on the play. But the Owls strike for goal number 2 of the match. And now Charlotte is going to have some work to do if they want to climb back into this one.
I mean, an absolutely fantastic run by Senes. Down in, then the awareness to find Austin, who's right in front of the net. Murray doesn't even know she's there, overplaying a little bit too far. And I mean, perfect find as Senes goes down, getting challenged by Christy Campbell. Exactly what FAU needed in this opportunity.
Austin picks up the goal, Senes the assist, officially according to our stats. As you look again at your screen, Senes, hard challenge, and Austin is there. Charlotte Harris was there as a defender, but just out of position. And the Owls strike to now take the lead 2-1 here in Charlotte. For Austin, it's her 9th goal of the season. As for Senes, her 4th assist. And Austin does get that 9th goal, which does lead the team now as well.
If you're a Charlotte fan, you don't want to hear this stat, but FAU 9-0 this season when they score multiple goals, looking to make it 10-0 here tonight with a spot in the championship on the line.
Bree Austin also no stranger to scoring goals against Charlotte. She scored back in October down in Boca Raton in their first matchup this year. There's a couple of swaps in for Charlotte. They're going to send Ayanna Parker, Bailey Manfredi, and Kylie Morin in relief of Macy Bader, Tash Hudson, and Lily Suyo. There's another clearing attempt, and Charlotte will have to chase on the back line. All the way back to Murray, pressured heavy, and she's just going to have to clear it away. Throw in far side for FAU.
Mistake there by Murray. I don't think she wants to send that one out. Give FAU another opportunity on the outside where they've been so lethal. They've really made their money so far tonight on that far side, crossing it in. It's what we've seen both goals as.
Moved in towards Bree Austin. In towards Senes, who's pressured by Kelly Hastings. And Hastings looks like she got a touch on it that'll offer a corner kick on the way for the Owls. And Haley Landris will go over to offer the ball on a corner.
Huge opportunity for FAU. Against Louisiana Tech, their first 2 goals came within 40 seconds of each other. Their 3rd and 4th goal came within 5 minutes of each other. And here, just a few minutes after that goal from Bree Austin, they have their 3rd corner of the game, an opportunity to put it in the back of the net. Probably going to aim for this back post and see what they can do in front of net.
Ball in from Landris. It's a little deeper, and a header in, and it's cleared away by the back line defense of Charlotte. And now a chase for possession. Niners looking to get out of their own end. The FAU there, and they're starting to swarm on this 49ers defense. Now McDonald near side, working on the defender in Francher. A ball in towards the box. Christek there. Ball bouncing around Senes, and a flag up on that far side, offside call. And a free kick coming for Brenna Murray and the Niners. Again, another opportunity. FAU starting to get a whole lot more chances here in the second half than Charlotte. Leading in the shots category 12-5 overall. Charlotte, though, 4-3 shots on goal.
I mean, it's the backbone of this FAU team, right? It's a fantastic back line. It's a veteran-heavy back line. It's led by Amanda Martin. It's led by Jody Smith, Louisa Dykler, Haley Landris. I mean, these are all fantastic players, and they've been doing this all season. They don't let you get shots. It's where it's their bread and butter. It's how they win games. And again, in one of the biggest games of the season, it's what they're doing again.
7-2 as far as shots go in this second half for FAU and Charlotte, with the Owls absolutely swarming on the 49ers here in this one. Niners, though, with still some time left, 25 minutes remaining, but they're going to need something to get this team going as a chase down from Ayanna Parker, cleared away by Jody Smith, and this will be a throw-in near side for Charlotte deep in FAU territory. Charlotte Harris is going to toss this one in. Ball headed towards Ayanna Parker. Parker working on the defender in Landris. Now swarmed by McDonald, and now taken down, no whistle. Niners hold on to possession. Here's Francher. Dropping for Charlotte Harris, cleared away by McDonald. Now more fight for possession. Campbell in towards Kylie Morin. Now this ball moved up, and Lexi Gonzalez will pick it up on possession.
Charlotte 49ers men's soccer team sitting right in front of us. Going down there in the corner, they voiced their displeasure. I don't think they were a fan of the no call there. They might be a little biased, though, in the way that they're watching this game.
Ball moved ahead in the midfield as Herman's Dotier fights for it, and she's got possession now. Ball moved ahead towards Austin, cleared away by Hastings. Now McDonald fighting for it. Campbell trying to clear, but it's tipped away again in that midfield by G. Christek. Throw in coming on this near side for Charlotte. Charlotte Harris is going to offer the throw in for the 49ers, who now find themselves trailing 2-1 here in the second half of the Conference USA Championship semifinal. The Niners as the 8 seed, upsetting the number 1 seed Rice back on a Wednesday. Running into some trouble here in the second half against an FAU team that has essentially dominated this second half. Ball moved into the midfield. Herman's Dotier fighting for it. Cleared away, though, by the back line of Charlotte. Now a foot race. Ayanna Parker trying to get there, but Lexi Gonzalez way out from net. Will move it up. And now a turnover, and Charlotte might have some space. Moving the ball ahead is Manfredi. Just out of the reach, though, of Kylie Moore, and a little too heavy of a touch. Into the midfield goes FAU. McDonald pops it out wide for Landris. Now a heavy challenge. Christy Campbell takes down the attacking Bree Austin. We'll get a clock stoppage, and Austin is down on the pitch.
What a recovery by FAU. Turnover in the midfield, an opportunity for the 49ers to push forward. As you see there, Christy Campbell just collides with Bree Austin through the back. Bree Austin does a fantastic job of setting up her space, claiming her territory, and Christy Campbell has no regard for that and absolutely barrels through her. That's going to get you a whistle every time, as Gonzalez is going to come out to take this free kick.
Gonzalez offers this free kick into the edge of the 18. Headed away, and it'll bounce out the back. Goal kick coming for Charlotte. Now have had an opportunity, just cannot seem to get anything really brewing. They really can't get that ball out of the midfield to even get a shot off on Lexi Gonzalez, who's made 3 saves tonight.
Charlotte's going to have to create out of the back, something they haven't done really this entire conference championship. Rice, they had their opportunities all in the final third based off of passes, things breaking their way. FAU's not letting that happen. They're not going to make a mental mistake. You have to have the right pass, work it from the back, work it through the midfield, and then have an opportunity late, because FAU's just not going to gift you one.
Now Senes on another run here, trying to get past the defense, trying to leave it towards Austin, but it's cleared away by the back line. Now FAU keeps possession. Senes towards Hermans Dotier, trying to get past the defender in Morin. Out wide again for Senes. This one's got a little bit too much on it, and Charlotte will take a throw in deep in their own territory. Throw in taken quickly. Charlotte will get possession. Now holding on in the midfield, and a whistle blown. Free kick coming. They trip up there. Charlotte will push forward and allow Brenna Murray to take this free kick. Christek getting a little too aggressive. Bree Austin has been the catalyst for the offense tonight for the Owls. 4 shots, 2 on goal, the 1 goal here in the second half as you get a whistle blown and another opportunity for Charlotte to throw this one in into FAU territory. Braylon Francher will drop. It'll be a free kick. Everybody setting up on the edge of the 18 for the 49ers.
Is going to create an opportunity here. Get this run in.
Braylon Francher offers the ball in, deep in towards the 6-yard, but Gonzalez there with the mitts. Takes the grab, and FAU can breathe a sigh of relief. Gonzalez drops the ball and will offer a clearing attempt. That clear is taken poorly, and now Charlotte might be able to get something brewing from this, as Gonzalez, having to drop that ball kind of quickly, was running out of time. We have now under 20 minutes remaining here in this one in Charlotte. Midfield possession for Charlotte. Trying to move the ball ahead is Patrum. Cleared away by that back line. Niners will reset.
5 white jerseys just converged on Patrum the second she brought that into the final third. That's how FAU has been able to shut down the 49ers attack.
Now an errant pass has allowed McDonald to pressure Charlotte Harris. And now G. Christek trying to move it in towards McDonald, but the back line of Charlotte holds strong. Niners just have not been able to break through FAU here in this second half. He's now throw in near side for Charlotte Harris. 2 subs awaiting on this near touch line for the Owls, I should say. Toss in given to Ayanna Parker, a little wide, and now Charlotte Harris will have to chase. She'll offer a throw in, taken quickly in towards Francher. That ball popped back towards the back line. It's popped in towards Jody Smith. And now a midfield battle. Out wide for Kiara Prawley, who has space. She'll run up and take some space. Moving the ball up, trying to find Parker, just a little long, and Haley Shan not able to get there in time either. And now Gonzalez will pick the ball up. Now the students here in Charlotte counting off the seconds. Lexi Gonzalez holds on to the ball. Just trying to get in the goalkeeper's head. Anything for these hometown Charlotte 49ers, as now we have 5 substitutions entering for FAU. Almost a complete swap of that midfield coming for the Owls. Looks like Volby back in. Michelle Horan. G. Christek staying out there. Looks like a re-entry for Molly Setsma as well. Far side, Parker chasing the ball. It finally falls to Amanda Martin. Lexi Gonzalez rushes the pass up back towards Amanda Martin. And now Charlotte's going to have a throw in deep in FAU territory.
Charlotte has to capitalize. They've had these opportunities, and they've gotten it to work when they bring it from the outside and cross it in. It does something to the back line of FAU that they've been able to capitalize on once before and had a few other close capitalizations. Now it just seems like they're trying to play hero ball. They have to stop and get a cross in.
Probably fighting for the ball, just can't hold on to possession long enough. And now it goes out of the midfield, where fighting for it goes Haley Shand. Out wide and not able to get there in time. Niners bouncing around, ball in the midfield. Battle for possession. Charlotte Harris has to recycle to Christy Campbell. Campbell recycle all the way back wide to Brenna Murray. Battle for possession, and Patrum almost gets plenty of space, but not before whistle blown. We do have a foul called in the midfield. So we do get a couple of swaps in for FAU recently. Horan, Setsma, Schleifer, Volby, and Seminar Dotier in. As you look, just a bit of aggressive from Julia Patrum. And it's not exactly going to be the way to go, as that ball is placed in by FAU's midfield to punch in. And now a good challenge on Landris, and now the Niners with some space. Christy Campbell from the back line on a run, trying to create some space, and now that ball's moved ahead towards Ayanna Parker. Good defense by Jody Smith, but the Niners will get a throw in on this near side.
Renewed sense of urgency for the 49ers right now with just over 15 minutes to go. They're going to have to take advantage of every opportunity, and they give it up too easy there in the 18-yard box.
Ball popped in towards Shan. It's just a little wide, and now it'll be a throw in near side for FAU, for Charlotte, I should say. Charlotte trying to get something going on offense. It just has not gone their way in this second half, as this ball bouncing around, trying to get some space. Now Setsma clears it out. The Niners looking to attack. Charlotte Harris near side, fighting for possession. That'll move in towards Kelly Hastings. Hastings with a right foot into the 6-yard box where Manfredi's there, but a good defensive effort out there by Deichler. That ball's punted away. Christy Campbell there. She's pressured quickly. Now this ball cleared all the way back towards Brenna Murray in net. And a clearing attempt is taken poorly by Murray, and now FAU is going to have an opportunity. That ball moved in back towards the middle. Christy Campbell will clear. Ball bouncing around in the 18. Oh my. edge of the 18-yard box, and this one is getting chippy as the Owls now with an opportunity on a counterattack. A right foot shot attempt is just a little high from Schleifer. Goal kick on the way for Charlotte.
Brenna Murray, if the 49ers pull out this win, has to buy dinner for Christy Campbell or something there. I mean, Campbell just cleaned up an entire mess that Brenna Murray really should not have created. As we watch this replay, this is what the 49ers need to do here in the final 15 minutes. Cross it into the box. Have someone running in. Have a slasher or two coming in to meet that ball into the back of the net. That's how they scored their one goal. That's when they've had their best opportunities. In the middle of the first half, they got away from it. In the middle of the second half, now they've gotten away from it.
Tash Hudson will re-enter and take over for Haley Shand. Bailey Manfredi steps off. Macy Bader re-enters, and a new face in the conference tournament for the Charlotte 49ers. Nicole Palmer will enter for Kylie Moore, and Palmer, more of a defensive-minded midfielder that can move the ball a little bit, though. So it is three new swaps in for Brandy Fontaine and the 49ers, who have just about 13 minutes remaining in hopes to try to knot things up and extend their season here in Charlotte. And now a midfield swap. Francher, nice defensive work, trying to get past Schleifer, moved ahead, and now FAU looks like they'll get a hold of possession.
Interesting move by Brandy Fontaine there, in my opinion. That's going to get a clock stopped. Yellow card every time. Hard collision there in the midfield. Calling for the trainers right away.
Immediately, Amanda Martin down on the pitch. Whistle blown, a yellow card given as Patrum just comes flying in a little too hard. It looks like a shoulder to the head of Amanda Martin. So Julia Patrum does get the yellow card awarded. And 12:44 remaining. Amanda Martin takes a hard collision. Now you can start to sense some frustration from the Charlotte side, just trying to get something going. And Julia Patrum playing a little too aggressive in that midfield.
But what I was saying before the collision there, Brandy Fontaine, interesting decision in my opinion to bring on Palmer here and bring off Haley Shand. Shand and Bader have combined for 4 of your 5 goals here in the Conference USA Championship. Both of them are playing in fantastic form. I feel like with 12 minutes and 44 seconds to go, you'd want both of them on the pitch. You don't really need defense right now. If the game ended right now, you lose. You need to push it forward. You need to get a goal. Interesting to see how that's going to turn out for the 49ers here. Bringing in Macy Bader, though, is big. Fresh legs. Will be interesting to see what she does here, as she has, 6 points in the Conference USA Championship.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. They're playing mainly with the 3 attackers. They're playing Bader on that left side as more of a left wing with Hudson in the middle, and then Ayanna Parker playing as that makeshift right wing in this system for Brandy Fontaine and the 49ers, as the Owls will set up for a set piece here as Emmy Schleifer will offer this ball into the 18. It's going to be headed out by the back line of the 49ers. And now they'll look to counter and get this ball out of their own end. Ball bouncing around, a header from Francher, just unable to clear things out. Now ball moved out wide. G. Christek moves it in with the right foot. A heavy touch from the back line, and FAU holds possession. And now a through ball attempt is quickly plucked away by the 49ers. Now a high press from the attack of Charlotte forces an errant pass, and now Charlotte will get the throw in far side. Quickly taken by Kiara, probably to Tash Hudson into the midfield, and now this ball's popped in towards Ayanna Parker, but a little too long, and Lexi Gonzalez there with the mitts. Probably not the attempt you want if you're Charlotte to get that ball in from way deep and trying to catch Parker on a run. You probably want to work a little more methodically to get it a couple more passes and a couple more attackers up rather than just send one in on the entire back line.
In defense of the 49ers there, I think they were trying to cross it here to the near side, but it deflected off of an FAU defender, and it just had so much power, it drove its way all the way into the box. Almost ended up as a good thing, but Lexi Gonzalez heads up play to come off her line and make that grab, as we have a couple more subs coming in for both sides.
Well, Bree Austin will re-enter for the Owls. The goal scorer here in the second half has put FAU on top. And now with 11 minutes remaining, setting the Owls up for potentially a meeting on Sunday with the Roadrunners here at Transamerica Field. Ball moved into the edge of the 18. Niners looking to defend, and now this ball with the left foot is just a tad wide of Brenna Murray in net. And they'll set things up for a goal kick, which will be taken quickly. Brenna Murray takes the goal kick, trying to move it into the midfield. Niners fighting for possession, trying to pop it over to Ayanna Parker. Just a little out of the reach, and now finally Charlotte picks up possession. A pop pass from Patrum over wide towards Parker and Hudson, just out of the reach, and Charlotte has to defend a throw-in from Haley Landress. Ten minutes remaining here in this matchup. The Niners trying to extend things and send it to extra time. They trail by 1. Here with just under 10 minutes remaining, a free kick awarded. The Niners will take a free kick opportunity. Now the fans here at Transamerica Field getting in on the action. Free kick taken, Niners hold in the midfield, a good cut attack, and now an attempt, a left foot shot is wide of goal, and it'll be a goal kick on the way for Lexi Gonzalez.
Aggressive shot, gotta bring it in though. It seems like Charlotte right now is grasping at straws to try and push it late. Have to get it on the sides, have to cross it in. That was their recipe for success against Rice. That was their recipe for success early in the first half. 49ers under 10 minutes to go. There looks like their Cinderella run may be coming to a close here soon.
Seminar Dotier will step off for Mia Senes, so the pair of Senes and Bree Austin is back in for the Owls. We'll see ball bouncing around in the midfield. Charlotte trying to get something going. Now Braylon Francher pops this ball up. Niners aggressively playing on that left side. Kiara Prowley fighting for the ball. It's just a little wide though, and it's kicked out, so a throw-in coming on that far side for Charlotte. This one's taken in towards Bader. Now the Niners with some space. A right foot shot attempt is high of goal and wide. Another rush shot in the midfield for Charlotte will force a goal kick for FAU, and Braylon Francher, not quite the shot you want here with 8 minutes and change remaining in what potentially could be your season.
This is all FAU's back line here. I mean, they have sped up the 49ers throughout this entire game. They're putting the pressure on them. They've increased the internal clock of these 49ers. The second they get the ball, they think someone's going to be on them. So they're quick to make that pass. They're quick to make that shot. And so it's either not on target or it's a little bit of an errant pass. And that's how FAU's been able to build this 2-1 lead.
Ball deep into Niner territory, and Austin just trying to pop it through, and now it's held in play. Senes there working with Christek, so it's a triangle of Austin, Senes, and Christek just trying to work the ball around. Schleifer in there as well. It's a fight for possession, but a throw in on that far side for FAU will be taken by Bree Austin.
49ers playing aggressively. They have 2 strikers here around midfield ready to jump on the counterattack if the opportunity comes. FAU, though, perfectly content to camp it out in that deep corner. But the flag goes up. It's going to be a free kick for the 49ers. They have to maintain possession, string together a few passes, and move it up the field with urgency.
You can't be too complacent here. 7 minutes remain here in this second half of this championship semifinal matchup. Again, the winner of this matchup plays UTSA on Sunday here at 1 o'clock at Transamerica Field. It's going to be a great matchup. Whichever of these two sides comes out on top to play the Roadrunners of UTSA. That ball is popped up, headed towards Ayanna Parker, but that back line moves up. Good work by Jody Smith. Niners trying to hold in the midfield. They're dispossessed. Now Christek trying to move it out wide. It's out of the reach of Mia Senes. Now the Niners will take the throw in. Quickly taken by Charlotte Harris in towards Ayanna Parker. Tash Hudson enters in relief as well. But it's just out of the reach. Good work by Setsma. Now whistle blown. 2 subs entering for the Owls. Looks like Morgan and McDonald will re-enter, as well as Telma Hermans-Dotier. On that right side, the attack for FAU. Looks like it'll be Volby taking a seat for the Owls. So Hermans-Dotier for Volby. And then McDonald entering as well. Ball popped out, and Tash Hudson trying to go after it. A quick clearing attempt taken by Jody Smith, and now Charlotte on the attack, trying to get something going. Ball moved toward Hudson. Another clear out attempt by Smith, and Charlotte slowly chunking their way up into this offensive zone. 3 quick throw-ins taken along this sideline by Charlotte. Niners with just over 5 minutes remaining. We're going to press up. Ball moved up towards Bader by Kelly Hastings. Good idea, just out of the reach though. Now Charlotte needs to get the ball moving, and Kelly Hastings takes a little too hard of a challenge. That'll draw a free kick for FAU, and they can take their time in setting this one up.
.445 left. FAU, this is your opportunity. Hold possession, dribble it down deep into the corners, get a couple more shots on goal maybe. But I mean, your game plan has gone exactly what you wanted to. You held Charlotte under 10 shots. Still 4.5 to go. That number can still increase. But you've put that ball on target. You've shot it enough. This is exactly what FAU needed to do to win this game, and they've executed this game plan to near perfection.
Niners will draw a goal kick. It'll be quickly taken by Brenna Murray. The Niners running out of time. They are going to try to press up and get an attack going. Quickly taken. That ball moved up towards Kiara Prowley, but Hermans-Dotier there. And then run it into the corner. Hermans-Dotier completely comfortable with moving that up. It'll be a throw in far side FAU. Good attempt by Hastings, just trying to get a change of possession. But Telma Hermans-Dotier, goal scorer in that first half. Now more pressure in that corner. Just a fight for possession. Finally cleared away, and now Ayanna Parker with space. She's going to punt this ball forward, and Tash Hudson's going to go in a foot race. Trying to win it out with Landris. Hudson there, a light touch from Landris, but it's just enough to thwart the attack on the run from Tash Hudson. And now a throw-in coming. Charlotte trying to quickly take it. Ayanna Parker fighting for possession with McDonald. 2 Owls there. Both Schleifer and McDonald working on Parker. That ball moved ahead towards Bader. A little bit of a rough touch from Deichler. Now ball cleared out by FAU towards Hermans-Dotier. 3 minutes remain here in this one.
49ers look gassed right now. This is the moment when you can still get back in this game. This game's not out of reach, but they just look absolutely gassed. From Parker, Hudson to Bader, all on those 3 on the front. Have to dig down a little bit deeper if you want to get this one even at 2.
Well, the Niners have moved Christy Campbell, normally a center back, out wide to the right back slot. In relief of Charlotte Harris as Nicole Palmer playing on that back line as well. As now the Niners working into some space, trying to get something going. A right foot shot, it's just a little low and it's just a little weak as Julia Patrum trying to get something cooking. Just can't get enough of that ball, and it is saved by Lexi Gonzalez. Time continuing to tick down. Just over 2 minutes remain. Shot credited towards Kiara Prowley, on that recent play. Ball popped ahead, and Hudson chasing after it, but Gonzalez is there. Little contact with Hudson Gonzalez, but no harm, no foul. And under 2 now remain. Here is Charlotte. Drop kick from Gonzalez. Ball cleared out in towards the midfield. Aggressive attempt by Francher trying to gain possession. Senes will punt it away, trying to get it towards Hermans-Dotier. But quickly, Charlotte in a battle for possession. Will get the ball thrown back in. Ball back into the midfield. Just a battle for possession at this rate as Christek pressing up. Charlotte Harris on that back line. And now that clearing attempt have to be taken by Murray.
49ers have to string together their best passes here if they want any chance to even have a look on goal with a minute left. Ball goes out. This might be their last push.
Charlotte Harris able to draw the throw in on a ball off of Christak. Throw in taken. Niners need to hustle for this one as Austin, now the ball left for the feet of Hermans Dotier. Ball cleared into the corner where Christak is just going to take it into the corner and just kind of play it safe. Niners will swarm, trying to get something going, and now a ball is out of play. Goal kick coming, and Brenna Murray's going to have to hustle. 30 seconds remain here in this one.
Precious seconds ticking off.
Ball cleared up by Murray into the midfield. Ayanna Parker trying to move ahead for Hudson. Continuing to tick down that clock. Quickly becoming Charlotte's biggest nemesis. One last push for Charlotte. A left foot crossing attempt. Looks to be off the FAU defense. Now a throw in coming far side. 5 seconds. Looks like it'll run out of time. A crossing attempt goes in. Hudson there. No time left though. And FAU survives a late push from Charlotte. And the Owls have set themselves up for a date with the Roadrunners on Sunday.